Hello, welcome. My name is Jeremy. I'm the game master for the session you signed up for, slot 15, Cthulhu Dark Dreams of Dracula, the weekend with good friends. I'm really excited about this one. I don't normally do videos for my one shots. It has been a handy tool for my longer online campaigns that I run. So we can do some of the orientation stuff before the actual sessions, and it helps us save a little bit of time. And players have been finding it helpful, and it is a resource that you can go back to and watch again, or I can reference and send folks as a link. So for this, let's see. I'm doing it for this one shot because there's something experimental that I want to do with the story. In this scenario, it involves a vampire, and there's a sidebar that says, "Hey, people in your world don't know about Dracula," and I'm actually doing the opposite. I think it's going to be really interesting to try this story in a world where all of your player characters have heard of the novel Dracula or the movie, or you've seen one of the movies, or maybe you've seen a couple of the movies. So that's going to be information and disinformation at the same time. It might be helpful to you in this mystery or not. So, for example, the Bram Stoker novel is 1897. Um, our scenario takes place in the early to mid 1930s. It's not super important, but available to you. You could do a quick Wikipedia search, or watch clips online. The Nosferatu silent film has definitely been out and is known, to people in the world. And then the famous Dracula, and then I highlighted Dracula's daughter as well because I think that it could be really funny if the camp of Dracula has already started to set in, and your characters might be exposed to that. You might be an academic who doesn't care about the movies, or silly like pulp novels, or you could be really into that. So the actionable questions, there's two, are: what does your character think Dracula looks like? And that was a fun exercise for me. I think the image that Jeremy, the person, have in my head is the Dracula from the Castlevania series. I really like those video games. When I put together the event description for the convention, I found someone made some fan art of a painting, but it's the version of Dracula that was portrayed by Gary Oldman in the 90s. So, some sort of like throwback, like future throwback, whatnot happening there. So, but yeah, maybe your character has read the novel or heard of it, right? Also, unlike most scenarios designed for Cthulhu Dark, there's kind of a working class angle to Cthulhu Dark, and I think that's really, really cool. For this one, for a change, since I haven't experienced it myself, I'd like to run Cthulhu Dark with experienced investigators. And what that means is um, your characters have encountered the mythos. So maybe just a tiny bit, maybe you're still in denial, or maybe all four of you are part of an investigator organization, like you're hunters, things like that. You've never dealt with vampires, but maybe you've seen a Shoggoth, or you've um, stumbled upon a cult to Hastur or something like that, right? So I think that confidence or overconfidence could be interesting to use against you. So not in an antagonistic way, but in sort of a fun storytelling way. Um, there's also the Lines and Veils document, so you're welcome to take a look at that and fill it out before our session, or wait until we meet and fill it out in the first 5 minutes. It is anonymized, so your check marks are not attributed to you. You can keep those private if you prefer. So starting from the top, the concept for Cthulhu Dark is it is the ultimate rules light, purest cosmic horror game. I think it's a really great system for convention play. This scenario was originally written for Trail of Cthulhu, so it's Gumshoe. That means that there's going to be a lot of information. And the fun of Gumshoe, in my opinion, is sort of picking through and prioritizing the clues you're given, and working as a team to figure out, where you want to go next, what trails you want to pursue. For Cthulhu Dark, I had considered offering the option that's in the scenario to let you win by using science or magic, like a ritual. Um, since you all seem really enthused about getting the regular like Cthulhu Dark experience, especially if you've never experienced it, I think I want to run it in the normal recommended purist style, which means that your characters will lose in the end. So uh, your aim as a player is not the same as your characters. Your character's objective is to find the supernatural threat and stop it. Your objective as a player is to have fun while your character fails. And failure could look like your investigator dies. That certainly happened a lot in games of Cthulhu Dark that I've run. Those are collaborative TPKs, like you have to buy in, or your character lives and regrets what they couldn't do, or the choices that they made, or your character becomes a monster, and that could be a literal or figurative thing. For this one, because it includes some of that camp stuff in the background, I'm saying 70-30, where 70% is a serious tone and 30% will be more lighthearted. I think humor is a really good complement to horror, especially if it's on the player side. Like your character is running for their lives, but you, the player, can laugh and have a good time. Let's see. We've covered this stuff. I would like y'all. So what I'll do is this is not homework, like I said. It's just thinking stuff. But I'll send a ping on Friday at the beginning of the convention to confirm your attendance, make sure that everyone's still like ready and available to play, and then B, encourage you to pick occupations, because like I said, these will be experienced investigators. I'll click over. I've got over here, this is the list of occupations from the Trail of Cthulhu book. You can use this list that I'm providing now, or you can use the list that's in the Call of Cthulhu book. It's totally fine. It's not super important what list you draw from, because your character is yours. In Cthulhu Dark, you're simply represented by an occupation line. So just one or two words, or and then that's it. And then you have a single numbered resource, which is your insight. That is this system's replacement for sanity. And that's it. A single named skill, and then a single numbered resource. And I think it's wonderful. Let's see. Optionally, you can think about what other things your character's into besides your occupation. So you could be a doctor who also is into photography, or you could, like your character is not just your occupation. And then, since I said experienced investigators, how much experience? It could be a tiny bit, or it could be like years. And then bonus, the scenario is pretty flexible. It's not super important where it takes place. It's written assuming that it's England, but we could also do New England. So if you all have opinions about that, let me know. The last note, and this is something that we can talk about mid-session. So I would like folks to hang out with me until our break. I always do a break in the middle of a session. Then come back from the break, and we can have a little convo about what to do about length. This scenario is going to go to the end of the time. And I think there might be material that will take us after. So our options are I can expedite things, so I can cut out stuff in the middle and we could get to the ending and just stop right at the agreed upon like scheduled time. We are the last slot in the convention, so that's just something to think about. We could extend by 30 minutes. I don't think it's very responsible to extend by more than that. So that's option B. Or option C is to schedule a section session. So if people are open to that, I'm willing to put up a when is good, a link that will let you click some days and times. And then we'll go with a majority. Ideally, 4 out of 4, but 3 out of 4, would be good too, in case we want to take our time and sort of savor this and do a second session. So, yeah, I'm really excited. If there's other stuff, I'll message by text, and I'll put up some pictures of Dracula that we can talk about. Optionally, right? It's not homework. It's only if you really want to engage with that. And yeah, we'll do tutorial stuff during the session, and it's just very simple D6 stuff. And there's a trick to the dice bot in Discord to help you organize the dark die, the insight die. So I can show you that trick. But I'm really excited. Thank you so much for playing, and I'm excited to see y'all on Sunday. Thank you so much.